All good, sir.
चिंग्स के ससुराल में सब ठीक ठाक है?
एकदम बढ़िया.
हाँ.
Now I'm in a startup again.
You're in a startup again. So I think for me, Ajay Gupta is Ching'S, and Ching'S is the journey of amongst the very first brands that used modern retail as this platform to create an idea and to create a brand.
I need to confess, this man has been instrumental in my journey. Part of our evolving was about cooking at supermarkets. So this was the first gentleman 20 years back who actually let me cook outside his store till 11 o'clock in the night. And that was, to me, was the turning point that changed the way we would. It was a proof of what we could do, and then we continued that journey, which is, I am still indebted for that one to you.
It's always about building consumption, but when Ching's journey started, the terms like founders, serial entrepreneurs, investment from PE funds, etc., direct to consumer, working only with digital and modern trade, all these terms were not really popular terms. And that is where with an idea of Desi Chinese, the entire journey for you has been. But we are going to talk, we'll keep going back but we should keep talking forward.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, sir.
So Ching's has always been about, you say it's not chutney, it's rocket. It's always been super spicy. But I also hear आपके ससुराल में लोग कम स्पाइसी खाना खाते हैं, सॉफ्ट स्पोकन हैं. How are you? What change are you making in the Tata consumer world as Ajay Gupta?
No, sir. So something that I discovered at Tata Consumer was that Tata Consumer is a startup. It's only a 4-year-old company. It has large turnovers, but it's a 4-year-old company. And to me, that's the excitement. I bring my excitement. Hello? Yeah. It brings, I'm like a catalyst there. बहुत मस्ती कर रहा हूँ, बहुत मज़ा भी आ रहा है. ज़्यादा बोल नहीं सकते, but it's fun. It's really fun. You'll see an aggressive, large organization in the next 12 months.
Very interesting. And I see this, ज़्यादा बोल नहीं सकते, is your ससुराल का influence now. You're working within the boundaries of.
Yes.
But पहले तो, even if the idea of a product under Ching's or any of your brands was in your head, पहले you will share it with others and get the feedback. Can you tell us, whatever you can tell us, what else is coming in the idea of Ching's in the new home?
So you'll see a lot of innovations, which is what we've been doing. So you'll see a lot of innovations in Ching's and Smith & Jones in the next 12 months. We are tracking the consumer as he's evolving. Social media is playing a huge role. And from that learning is what we believe is a range of new products that are to come. For example, we're just in the process of launching Sriracha in India. Which is half the price of an imported sriracha, quality being the same. We've just launched a range of Ching's frozen SKUs in the US, UK, and the Middle East. So those are things that are in the pipeline. Plus, at Smith & Jones, we are looking at bringing 10 rupees mein excitement on the dining table with world cuisines now. So the idea is, one end is Desi Chinese. The Indian housewife is more and more hungry for wanting to experiment. Experiment at a great price. Very important. While we keep saying premiumization, at 10 rupees, if I can make 50% gross margin, it's still premium. Yeah, yes. So for me, that's important. Not to take premium to heart and say it has to be 150 rupees or 200 rupees. Can I bring premiumization in flavor, experimentation at a great price? So that's something that we're working on now.
Yeah. So I think making simple, everyday mother's work more interesting for her target customers, which is the children and the family, has been the thing that has always excited you.
Absolute. So for us, this line, we did this line, Khane Mein Kya Hai, some 20 years back. this is one line that is so critical to from an Indian consumer perspective. And we need to also look at it from an angle that I started life when our per capita was $1,400. We are at $2,800. We are expected to move to $3,400 in the next probably 2 years' time. This actually gives a huge growth phenomena to a good marketeer. But he has to be careful of, and I'm talking more food culture, they need to be careful of what they deliver to the consumer. Can I deliver excitement on the dining table at a great price? She's ready for us. We need to up the ante now.
So, your Ching's secret story is now fairly known. And the fact that Ching's secret and Ajay Gupta were, for many, many years, the most eligible bachelors for all kinds of suitors, Indian and global, that part is known. There has been an entrepreneur that I've seen that people don't know about. The setbacks that you've had, the trials that you've had. It's not that Ching's Desi Chinese looks like a beautiful idea that has only gone from strength to strength. But, many of us are entrepreneurs here. Share a bit of that side of the kind of things that you tried and fooled around with and then accepted the setback and moved on.
So, I came from era, there were no investors and PE funds and stuff like that. So you had to grow with the money you had. There have been in this 27-year journey, there have been instances where in middle of the month you have money to spend. End of the month you have to pay salaries, vendors, and your daughter's fees, and there's no money. So you have to go through the journey, but you need to be very, very focused and passionate and not lose track at that point. And that's something that we did with all the heartburns and pain that we went through. We did not take shortcuts. There have been many, many times, do this, do that. We stuck to what we decided to do. We looked at the consumer first and continued our journey. There have been instances, many, many instances where you wake up in the night and say, should I continue doing this or not? But like a true entrepreneur, every morning is the next fight. And you wake up all charged and you're back to the game again. So that's really it's been a fight for the first 15 years. After 𝐊𝐳𝐲𝐿, you came to life, things were a little better. And post 2013, this is 2013, another man came in our life, Ranveer Ching. And from there, we just really evolved. Ranveer is still involved with us. That's another unique thing that we did at Capital Foods. Typically, marketeers get brand ambassadors. We bought a brand partner in. And that's been also a change which has never been done before. Ranveer has been with us for 10 years and it's still as if we met him yesterday. So he's so fresh. And I don't know how many brand ambassadors, brand icons have been there, have lasted for 10 years. And every year it's fresh. So that's another great learning that we've gone through with the exercise.
Oh, and the fun part, you've been very audacious with it. You even renamed your brand ambassador as Ranveer Ching.
That's due credit to him actually. So he's so much more involved with us. Yeah.
You've seen modern trade grow, and whenever you have met me, you've used independent retailers and their journey and the good things that they do to poke me and make me do better. You've always seen the journey of smaller chains, city-based chains, local chains. As soon as someone went self-service, your team and your team landed up. You bet with that. How do you see them? These guys have been your friends. How do you see them? How do you? What is it that you would want them to do in the next 3 to 5 years?
I sincerely believe, and I'm talking more from the food perspective. While a Reliance and a DMart are there, they are the backbones of modern trade. But the regional retail understands his consumer. I'm not saying you don't, but he understands his consumer within the catchment area much, much better than the large. Because the large retail chains have their own processes. They have their hands tied because a lot of times because of processes. But you go to the local retail chains and you work with them, and you work with them harder. Because with large retail chains, it's a process. You go meet the buyer at the head office. With them, you meet them on the floor, and the learnings that you get from them, and the things that you can audaciously do with them. I just met, after like 15 years, I met 𝐊𝐳𝐝𝐻 in 𝐷𝐿𝐺𝐵, and it was an amazing when I went to him the first time, I think 15 years back, and I said, I want to do sampling here. This word sampling was not done, and those days sampling meant put a girl there and put a little fabric there and put your products there. And for us, we said we want to do cooking here. One retailer let me do it. When you went, and he was still an independent retailer then. It had not become the DMart that the future was. These are retailers that are far more open to experiment. They understand the consumer. I believe the future of food, evolvement of new categories, if there are entrepreneurs here, the category growth, understanding of the consumer and the fit of your products is going to be fueled by these local chains more than the large two retail chains. The large two retail chains will then give you scale, but to proof of your ideas, working with them is going to really give you strength morally and financially. I believe in the evolvement of India and consumers. The small retail chains play a huge role. In fact, even if you look at America, we all talk about one Walmart and one, I don't know if you all know, beyond Walmart, there's H-E-B, there's Publis, there's Kruger. These are these 4 or 5 large chains. And then there are innumerable retail chains with 20 stores and 30 stores. The magic is happening there in America of today also. हमारी तो अभी picture बाकी है.
My learning has been, if you are a regional retailer, and yes, I've been a local retailer and seen this. Look for. This man has become, big man with a lot of money in big corporate houses. But look for the Ajay Guptas around you, especially in the area of food, and bet together. Bet together, because both of you, if you are a regional retailer or you are a regional brand, both of you your future is bright only if you do things discontinuously. And larger brands and larger retailers have this problem of the way he mentioned. It is the tango between people passionate, brands that are passionate about food, and the regional retailers that really creates the future is my belief, and it's shared with people like Ajay. Lovely chatting with you all the time.
Pleasure.
We need to wind up is what I've
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There's a master of ceremonies here who
Yes.
builds the hill. Always
Thank
fun
you so
chatting.
much. Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.